Hey guys, whether you've been to my channel before or this is your first time, welcome. My name's Jill. I was about to start painting a little watercolor and I decided that I would just film it and bring you guys along on the process. So I'm just gonna show you guys some of the materials that I'm using. I was at Michael's the other day and so I saw these brushes and they're round brushes in a bunch of different sizes and I thought I would just pick them up. This is the brand if anybody's interested. They're only $10, so I was like, why not? You know, I've been wanting round brushes for a while, and these were cheap, so I don't have to worry about like ruining them or anything. And then I've got my regular brushes for watercolor. I've already drafted out the sketch, so I'm going to be trying to use warm colors for this, and I've been wanting to work on character design, so these are 4 little characters that I came up with. They're a bunch of different styles because I'm still just playing around with it, trying to figure out what I want to do with characters and everything. And then the thing I'm most excited for is I went to Target the other day because I got a new desk for Christmas and I've been trying to like kind of rework my bedroom slash like studio space or whatever. So I've been wanting to get like cute boxes to put all of my art supplies in and everything so it's not just everywhere. I want my room to look a little more organized. And so it's actually a bento box and it works perfectly. And it just has, I put my gouache on this side and then I've got my watercolors over here and this fits perfectly in there. So I think I'm just going to be using watercolor for this piece. I might go back and grab the gouache. I might use acrylic. I don't know. But I'm going to start off with watercolor. And so because I'm using warm colors, I'm just going to use my Turner Cadmium Yellow and then my Sennelier Cadmium Red, and then this is just my Winsor Newton little travel watercolor palette. I love this thing, I bring it everywhere. So I'm gonna use these. And then we've got our water and a freshly cleaned watercolor palette. I just wiped off all the old paint from it. And I think we're ready to get started. So character design is something that I've been wanting to work on for a while, but every time I kind of attempt to start it, I get really discouraged because I'm not really sure how to go about it and I've never done it before. So Jess Carp on Instagram, I follow her Patreon. And so for the month of November, her challenge was to play around with warm and cool color palettes. So for this week, we're doing warm color palettes. And so I decided that I wanted to use warm colors to make different characters. And so I drew out these 4 characters and I tried doing different styles to see what I like. I think the hardest part for me when I'm trying to design a character is figuring out how to stylize the features. I haven't really come up with what way works best for me or like what I like the best. And so I decided to play around with a couple different features in this. So like the old man, the reference image I had, I decided to make his nose much bigger than it was, and I made his ears much bigger, and I tried to make his face look more droopy than it was to kind of make it a little more cartoony. And then for this little girl, obviously, I made her mouth very large, and her face is kind of in the shape almost of like a diamond, and then I did like the circles for her pom-pom pigtails. And then this third one, I think she kind of looks a little bit like a spy. You know, like she's got her eyes looking to the side, she's got her glasses down, like she just like knows something. But that style was based off of an artist that I follow on Instagram. I'm gonna try to pronounce her name. It's Marija Tiarina. I'm not sure if I said that right, but I'm going to link her down below and definitely check out her art. She's amazing. I love her little characters. Yeah, I'm really obsessed with her art. But anyways, going back, so for the last one, she wasn't really based off of anybody. I was trying to look for a reference and then I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I kind of just went for it and did it myself. I do really like the way she turned out. She kind of looks like a character from a show that my friends and I were watching, and she also kind of looks like the Queen's Gambit, but just like the red short bob kind of reminded me of that. That's not what I was going for, but it's kind of the vibe I was getting from her. But yeah, so I just decided to go for it, and I actually really like the way that all of my characters turned out. I like that they're all different and they all kind of have their own personalities. But yeah, if any of you guys have ever struggled with character design, or if you guys have any tips for me or anything like that, let me know down below. Next week, we're supposed to be using a cool color palette, so I'm thinking I'm gonna try to do a couple more characters using cool colors, and this time I want to incorporate their whole body, just because that's also something I need to work on, is figuring out like stylized body proportions, because I'm so quick to just go to trying to do anatomically correct and like really following the reference, which that's something I definitely want to get away from. Now that it's 2021, I have decided to write out some of my goals for this year, and some of those include like using references less. I mean, I still want to use them, but I kind of want to manipulate the references in a way, so then they're really my own. And then another one of my goals was to make tote bags. I want to actually like physically be the one sewing them, because I have a sewing machine and I rarely use it. So I want to try to make tote bags and then paint on them and try to sell them on my Etsy shop, which by the way I just released. I'll have the link down below if you guys are interested. I would really appreciate it if you would check it out. There's not a ton of things on there, but part of my goals this year are to add much more things. So for example, I want to make stickers, and I have made pins. I've already completed them, but I want to get magnets as well, so people, when they buy them, they can decide if they want it to be a magnet or if they want it to be a pin, because I think some of them might work better as magnets. Also, pins kind of scare me, like putting my art on a pin and then selling it, because I have had so many pins in my book bag that have just fallen off and I've lost. And it would make me so sad if somebody like bought it and was really excited about it and then it just like fell off. So I want to give them the option of doing a magnet, so then, I don't know, they can keep it on their fridge and there's less of a chance of it getting lost. I also have the goal of trying to paint or draw in my sketchbook at least 5 times during the week. I do work a full-time job now. What my hours are is I'm working like 9 hours on Sunday, and then I work 12 hours Monday, Tuesday, and then 10 on Wednesday. But then I have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off. So after my 12-hour days, I am very tired after work, obviously, but I still want to try to get in my sketchbook, even if it's just really quick sketching, nothing like super detailed or finished or polished, just moving my hand and, just getting the work in, because that's the only way I'm going to get better. And then another goal I have is to finish 3 sketchbooks. One of the sketchbooks I want to finish is the one that I'm currently working on in this video. I'm almost done with it. I only have like 5 more spreads left, but I've got another one that I've started working in that I want to finish. And then I got a new sketchbook for Christmas, which I am so excited for. It's the Jane Davenport, and all of the pages are like a different texture, so I'm really excited to do that. I do want to do the 100 Heads challenge at some point this year, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it in 10 days, just because I am working the 12-hour days at work, so I don't think I'll have enough time to draw or paint like 10 heads every single day for 10 days, so I might have to do it over the course of like a month. Just do the 100 heads throughout the month. I'm not sure. I'm going to definitely try to push myself to get them done as quickly as possible, so I'm not like lingering on each head and trying to get super into details. There's still just like sketchy, quick learning processes. But we'll see. That is on my list of things that I want to do this year. I just don't know when I'm going to find the time to do it. But I guess I'm just going to have to make the time to do it. I don't know. We'll see what goes on with that. And then the last thing related to art for my goals this year are I want to paint on a bunch of the big canvases that I have that I've never used, because I'm scared of painting on them, but I want to get over that fear and just do it. I also have 2 big sheets of watercolor paper that I'm also afraid to paint on. I have an idea for one of them, and I've had it for almost a year, and I want to actually do it this year, but it involves characters in it, and so that's why I've been holding it off, because there's like a bunch of different characters and I haven't finalized what I want them to look like. So I'm thinking for my spread next week, when I use the cool colors, I'm going to try and finalize those characters, at least some of them, so then I have them ready and I can finally start on this large watercolor that I've been wanting to for so long. And yeah, so those are my 2021 art goals. My other goals are just like I want to join a rock climbing gym, I want to go camping more, I want to try to go skiing and snowboarding this winter because I used to go all the time when I was younger and I haven't been in a couple years, so I want to try to get back into that because it's so fun. And yeah, so let me know what your guys' goals are. I'd love to hear them. Maybe give me some inspiration to have some more. Just comment them down below. But yeah, so now I'm just finishing up with this piece. I decided to add a background to everybody because I thought that it would kind of give them their own personalities because they are their own characters and everything. But for this older man, I didn't know what to do for his background, and I started adding these like weird half circles, and I was like, these look like macaronis. And so then I tried making them into circles, and I was like, this just isn't working. So I just covered it up and made the whole background red, and I'm not super happy with his background because I don't think it gets his personality off even in the slightest, but that's okay. But yeah, here's the finished piece. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll leave all my links and everything down below if you want to find me on Instagram. But I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye, guys.